Okay, so I had another question from Sarah, and she was saying that she has three single bunnies that she wants to bond, and she was wondering should she start with two first and then add a third. So basically, no, because you're wasting your time. And do not waste your time if you can help it, because bonding takes long enough as it is. So basically, when you are doing trio bonding or any group of bonding, you're better off adding them all in together. Because if you bond two and then you add a third, what happens is your pair actually end up working out their hierarchy. They know who's dominant, who's submissive. They figured it all out, and then you throw a third rabbit into the mix, and that totally confuses everybody. So, and it takes longer then because they have to start all over again, working out am I the boss, who's the boss, this new one, the boss, who is the boss. So it really is honestly a waste of time. The quickest way to do it is just to begin with all three. Sometimes there's an exception to that where, depending on the rabbit's dynamics and personalities, you might be better off doing the pair and then adding the third. But that very much depends on the bunnies that you're dealing with. Generally speaking, I would say no, start with the tray and just get it done. That's probably the best thing. Okay, and then finally, I had a question from a TikTok user, and she is what is she doing? She is bonding a pair, and she is adding two single bunnies to it. So she's saying that her bunnies are bonded. The two that are living, the two single ones, the baby ones, they are bonded. So they are brother and sister, as far as I can make out. They're brother and sister. She's got them separated because they're male and female, and obviously we don't want babies. And she is getting them neutered now, and she wants to add them to her existing pair. So she's had them set housed beside each other to maintain their bond. So to a certain extent, it will maintain their bond a little bit because they will be living side by side. Like I said earlier, they're living together side by side. They are getting used to each other's smell. They're keeping in the same mode of, oh, I can smell you and I can see you. That's fine. However, now that they're adults and now that the hormones are gone, they are will want to work out a new adult hierarchy, and they may have forgotten how to communicate. And so it's not like bonding two rabbits that do not know each other, but it's not a complete bond either. So you're basically adding a pair and then two singles who know each other a little bit or knew each other as babies. So she was asking whether I had any tips for bonding multiple rabbits. So bonding multiple rabbits tends to be more complicated and take more time than a pair. So you have to bear that in mind, especially if within that group you already have an existing bond, because sometimes when you have an existing bond, the rabbits that are in the existing bond kind of tend to say, I don't know them and I'm okay with you. So why would I bother talking to those people? So it can take a little longer to sort of loosen that bond a little bit, enough for them to